Okay. Next up, we got Team Lyphlign. Team Lyphlign. Okay. That's okay. Just Team Lyphlign. Get you guys ready. Getting ready? Yeah. Yep. And you are on. 10 minutes.
Start timing. Hi. Who owns a phone? Who owns a mobile phone? Right. Who's ever weighed themselves? Who has ever eaten food? Who has ever been online on the internet? Right, well then, you know, feast your eyes on this. This is definitely for you. As these detailed research figures show, more and more Americans are quantifying aspects of their daily lives every day. The proportions like this much pie chart, and it's going to be even more in future, so that's very important to pay attention to. And for people who do quantify, that is measuring one or more aspects of their biometric data using gizmos or web services, the results are astounding. Look at these lines, they're all going down. Down on this line is good. So if you want more quantification in general, it's quantification good. But there's a problem with quantification. The more you do it, the worse it gets. You're tracking one thing, like say your weight or what you had for lunch every day, you can just about keep on track of all of that. But if you start measuring more than one thing, like your running and your weight, and what your mood is, and what the weather was, and how many tweets you sent, and so on and so forth, you quickly end up in a complete information saturation mode, and very unhappy. I don't know if you can see the unhappy face there. All the, you know, it's just imagine all this data is coming at you like this. It's a horrible place to be. But, ooh.
See how it comes together. I can.
So how are we solving these ills of the quantified stuff? Well, you've got the ills of too many services using too many different visual metaphors with too many logins and too many dashboards to keep track of, and too many gamification systems offering you too many points for too many different kinds of rewards in too many different websites, and all just takes too long, and it sucks. So our service will pick up all of these disparate elements of your online being, run them through our cunning API, and put them away in our lovely cloud-based database there, which says Lyphlign on it, so that's nice. And all this data will come together, and instead of having to go to your 50 different websites, you're going to get one highly attractive dashboard. Christina, would you like to talk to the dashboard?
Sure.
At the dashboard, or about the dashboard?
Sure. So one of the major things that we saw in our research was that it just takes a long time to put all of those pieces together. So you have to post it up to your, say, Garmin website, and then from Garmin you have to export it to put it out to some other website that's been culminated. So part of what we're going to do is just streamline all of that, so it's just one step, and then you have all of your data in one spot, so you can see how you and other people are trending on different things that you want to see. And what we're going to do is show you different insights to show you, okay, if you want to see how productive you are, depending on what kind of music you're listening to, or what you ate that day, or what your general mood is. We can pull all of that together and then give you some insights and actions. So what can you do to be more productive? So are you more productive standing or sitting, as an example? And there's a little zoom in. We can pass that.
So what's going on here is that this particular user has opted to track these 5 things. So he could have chosen to only track 2 things or some completely different bits of data. But it doesn't matter. All their data gets put on one timeline for easy comparison.
And then the nice thing is that if in 6 months another device comes out, you don't have to worry about, oh, but if I buy that new thing, then am I going to be able to compare to all the data that I've already done? Because again, it's all in that one database, so it's application and device agnostic. Sometimes you don't know, okay, is that device going to be here in a month? Is that app going to be here, tomorrow? So we're actually culminating all of that into one spot, and so it's really, for your whole life.
Right. Thank you.
James.
So this is all great. That's lots of charts and figures. You get enough of that and that sort of attendant feeling of data overload in all your sort of daily analytics. But the real power of Lyphlign here is a way that it can really examine deeply this data and find the hidden insights that it's trying to tell you about, which you couldn't find on your own looking in 12 different websites each day. Our patented algorithm is going to examine your data and serve you daily or weekly digests with handy tips. And it can do this because it can look at all your data and it can look at everybody else's data. So for instance here, I don't know if you can read this one, it's because this particular user's been tracking their mood, Lyphline's going to warn them that November's coming up, and this is when they tend to start to take a bit of a dip in mood. Maybe they should try and go on vacation. But Lyphlign can go further than that. So it can look into its data store, find people like you, and look at what they did to try and improve their mood. So, for instance, if you ran more regularly, people like you tend to feel a bit better. Going to bed earlier definitely works for men like you. Go see your friend Steve. Sorry. This is because Lyphline's also reading all your social media in a totally non-creepy way. It can say that, well, your Facebook update says you saw Steve last week and your mood has been slightly better. Yay, Steve! Go see Steve when you're feeling down. You might have realised that subconsciously. Lyphlign is bringing your subconscious to your attention. There you go. New tagline. How is this going to work sort of commercially? Well, kind of it's the Dropbox model. You get enough to be extremely useful, say enough to log all your general biometric data for free. We've got a slightly ad-based model there where non sort of personnel identifiable information is going to result in nice ads being served to you. But if you want to pay a subscription model, you get 100 gigabyte storage for all your multimedia, so that's all being put away and saved forever as well. No more relying on flaky Twitter backups. We'll take care of that for you as well. No ads and a lifetime. There we go. So work in progress on the logo there. The evolution of man. And if we go into the sort of realm of philosophy here a bit, it's like to know yourself is to really master yourself, and I think we may have found the next stage of human evolution. You can record, if you can see everything about yourself, then you can start doing what the people in the quantified self movement call self-experimentation. You can start tweaking your personal variables, try and find the optimum you, and move to the next level, and your Pokemon will evolve. All will be great. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Team Lyphlign. Nice work.
Whoosh.
Nice. You want to pass some of those? Feel free to pass them.